Okay, guys, 15 seconds. Make sure you get those questions ready and share us out, and that really helps.
Are we doing our stretches?
Oh,
our pre-show
right behind.
calisthenics? Oh, you already did those?
On our show tonight, we have news about Carnival's new menu choices, the name of the newest Vista-class ship, and some more details on that. Shelly will be talking about cruising for the holidays. Lucas has another Below Deck segment, and we have a brand new cruise director on board with us, a new Carnival prize giveaway, and a special announcement that I am sure you will all love. Our guests tonight are Tommy and Scott from the Cruise Dudes podcast and authors of the cruise magazine Seawind. All this and much, much more coming right up on CruiseWeekTV Live. Our show this week is brought to you by the folks at Good Memories Travel and by VMix. Hi everyone, I am Matt, your host and newbie cruiser. For those that are new to the show, let me tell you I am far from an expert. In fact, a lot of you have cruised way more than me, but I am learning all about cruising from the experts we bring on the show. Also from our team that helps me put the show together each and every week, and the great support and access we get from the Carnival Corporation, without which we wouldn't be able to get all the great behind-the-scenes news and interviews that we have. By the way, if you want to see all of those great interviews, be sure to check out our website at CruiseWeek.tv. But wait till this show is finished before heading on over there. One thing you can do, though, if you would, like and share the show to any of your Facebook cruise groups you are in so that others can find and join us. That would be great and help us a lot. That way they can jump in and talk to us all about cruising. Talking about the show, we have some great guests and segments for you, but first, let's take a look at our photo of the week. This week, we have chosen the Carnival Caribbean Cruisers group, and this photo comes from Neil Hood, all dressed for formal night. But wait, is that a hat? It does say Carnival on it, so it must be okay to wear in the dining room, right? I know, I'm gonna get flooded with angry emails for that, but I just couldn't resist. Who knows where we will be picking our photo of the week from next week? To find out early, be sure to watch our midweek shows every Wednesday when we give you a little advance warning. This week, we welcome a new contributor to our show. If you remember a couple of months ago, we have Chris, the Carnival Dream Cruise Director, on. Well, we are happy to welcome him to our show, where he will be contributing from his personal blogs every Carnival show right here. Let's take a look at this.
Well, hi everyone, this is Chris, the Flying Scotsman, here on the Carnival Dream, and welcome to another segment from Life of a Cruise Director. Keep tuning in every week to get these little segments, and of course, watch it all live on CruiseWeekTV. Keep watching.
So this is what happens sometimes. We're literally sitting waiting here, and there's 2 guests missing from the actual tendering operation. So we're having to leave. Without them, we'd be sitting here waiting 35 minutes. There's no sign of them, and this is what happens. You know, that's why we say there's a back on board time and all that stuff. It's a real big protocol. Like, guest services have been on board and they're like making announcements, looking for them. We're on the pier looking for them. There's no sign, so you know, it can happen. So we always advise, if you're going to cruise with us on Carnival, always make sure you know your time's back on board. That's why I make loads of announcements in the morning, tell you to stay on ship's time, because some people think it could be different times in the ports. Luckily here in Cayman today it's the exact same time. But this is what happens. It's crazy. And I feel sorry for the guests, I do, but then at the same time I feel sorry for the guests that are on board, because we've got to get to Cozumel now, you know, and the slightest delay on these, you know, journeys and stuff can really affect the time that we arrive in ports. And that's the thing, we don't want to sacrifice your vacation, but always, if you're going to come and cruise with us, or any time you're going to cruise, please make sure you're always checking the times and back on board. Alright? We'll see you soon. Whoa.
Thanks for watching Life of a Cruise Director, and if you want to see that full vlog series every single week, you can join us here in the subscription. Don't forget to subscribe to Facebook as well, Flying Scotsman CD, and I'll see you soon. Keep watching Cruise Week TV.
Thanks, Chris, and we will see more of him in 2 weeks on December 16th on my next show. Now, we love to talk to other cruise bloggers and get their expert input on cruising and get tips from them. Our guests this week were on the successful cruise blog called The Cruise Dudes. They also have launched a bi-monthly magazine about cruising called Sea Winds. Tommy and Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, Matt.
Hey, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I got my empty bottle of wine now, but doing good. I got another one in reserve back there. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing
we got
good.
the fireball here.
Yeah, we're doing shots, so we're joining you.
I don't think that's a good thing at all, but, you know, everyone likes their own terrible drink choices. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, so you guys have been blogging for quite a while. I was checking out your site, and you guys have over 114 blogs, and it starts all the way back from 2014. What made you guys want to start blogging in the first place?
Oh, I got to tell the story. Well, it started off as people kept on coming up to us saying, how do you go on cruises? How do you do this? And we just started thinking to ourselves, hey, wait a minute. Why don't we start a blog? Why don't we start a podcast? Why do we keep on answering the same questions over and over? And the number one question, how do you get the best cruise deal? I mean, that's how we started. How I started cruising, though, is I married his sister. And she said, if you want to be part of this family, you have to start cruising. So we started a blog.
So our family's been cruising for over, I would say, close to 60 years, going back to my grandparents. Used to cruise on the Queen Mary, which is now docked in Long Beach as a tourist attraction. So that's pretty cool to know that there's still a ship I can go and visit and explore, and that my grandparents were on. But our families have been on cruises multiple times a year. Usually we do about 2 cruises a year, but I've done podcasting for like about 7 years. I do Disney podcasts, and I just saw a need about 4 years ago that there was just not quite a few. There wasn't a lot of people doing podcasts about cruising, and so I came to Scott and I said, "Hey, listen, you know, I do this podcast. Why don't we do a cruise podcast?" And and all these people are asking us questions about cruising and stuff like that. And I think this would be a really great format and a good time to do it. And it's a good niche, and let's go for it. And we've been going for it every other week. We come out with a show. We try to get out every other week, and we've had tremendous guests. We've had tremendous opportunities, and people love what we do. And we've expanded our reach by going into digital magazine publishing, and we'll be talking more about that later, I'm sure. But yeah, we love this stuff. We love talking about cruising. We love podcasting and sharing information, what we find about cruising.
Well, that was a lot of information.
You guys have been, it sounds like, on many different cruise ships. How many ships do you think you've been on?
As in ships, as in from Carnival, as like if you would say the Vista, the Imagination, those type of ships? Or are you talking about cruise ships in general? Because, I mean, cruise ships, okay. Cruise lines, I would probably have to say five or six.
Okay.
Mostly it would be through the Carnival Corporation, like Princess, Carnival. I did go on a Norwegian, so, I did do that. But the one cruise ships that we want to start doing are the river cruises, because like Viking's coming over here to the States. So we want to do like a Viking cruise and do some of those cruise ships. But cruise ships in general, I would have to say at least 15 different cruise ships that I've been on. Nice. Now, how about you, Tom?
I think I'm around 25 different cruise ships. Since I was a kid, and I can't even remember all the names, to be honest with you. Recently in Royal Caribbean, Princess, Carnival, I got some cruises set up on Norwegian, the Norwegian Bliss. So I'm pretty excited about cruising and all the different cruise lines. Love to get on to some upper echelon cruise lines, the higher end cruise lines such as Crystal and Region 7 Seas. So that's kind of my cruise goals. You always have to have cruise goals, you know? And so looking.
When you guys go on all these ships, do you think it's worth buying into some of the extra amenities that they do? For example, like upgrading to a balcony, getting spa suites, drink cards, or just doing like some of the extra bits, fancy restaurants, or even the spa? What do you guys recommend since you guys are seasoned cruisers?
Yes, and yes. The spas, most definitely. I love to go to the spa. People say, wait, you're a guy, you're going to a spa. And I tell them, yes. I like to get the seaweed wrap. I like to do the stone massage. I like to do it all. And with the restaurants on these ships, you could go to the regular dining rooms, but why not go to the specialty restaurants? And like on Carnival, they have the chef's table. Why not do the chef's table? Why not go above and beyond than just the normal cruise adventure? But yes, I would recommend doing it all of it.
We really do enjoy the specialty dining. My wife and I like, for example, on Princess Cruises, they have their steakhouses, which are the Crown Grills, and we find them a good value compared to, we live out here in Los Angeles, and for us to go to a steakhouse, I mean, I was at a steakhouse just before Thanksgiving, and I dropped $300 for dinner at a steakhouse. And so, but if I go to a steakhouse on Princess, it's $30 a person, $29 a person, and that's a value. That includes your appetizer, your entree, your fish, your dessert. That's all included. Your drink is not included, of course, if you order. But if you get the drink card, of course, use that there. But I think that's a great value. We were also. Scott and I last summer we were on the Ruby Princess, and they have Curtis Stone's restaurant share on there. Again, $29 a person. If you were going to go to Curtis Stone's restaurant in Beverly Hills, you would pay a minimum of $100 a person to go to one of his restaurants up in Beverly Hills. So
they have the same quality?
29. Oh, yes. In fact,
quality.
Curtis Stone personally trains each chef and the team on board. They change the food that is brought on board is different than the food that is brought in to the kitchen, the main dining room. Curtis Stone oversees all that, the food and the menu, and the menu's changed every season, so 4 times a year.
But you're talking about quality, and if we're talking about quality, I love Guy's Burger Joint on Carnival, and I'm sure everybody has had that before. And I actually compared it to his restaurant here in California, and it was the same food, same quality, but Carnival, it's free. So, I mean, I would try everything. Included.
Yeah, we always say
it's not
we always say
free,
for free. It's always
but it's included.
And then if you talk about services, like personal service, like the spa, I really do enjoy the spa services. I've had facials done. I've done the haircuts, of course, spa massages. And I think they're kind of special to do. It gets you in, I think it's a good experience. I think if you're going on a cruise for more than, 4 days, 3 or 4 days, a 7-day cruise, a spa experience is worth the expense to really get to that place where you're in a place of calm and relaxedness.
Oh yeah.
So I highly recommend those things. So the extra experiences, I mean, they may cost you a little bit more than what you normally get for. I can get obviously a spa treatment, a massage cheaper here in LA than I can on a cruise ship. But
there's ways to do it cheaper on a cruise ship too. I mean, I'm sure you've talked about it. Like if you go on your embarkation day,
right,
you go straight up to the spa area, and you could get a small massage, just a tester in the massage chairs. And then they have the deals when you're in port.
Right, port days are
25 to 50% off.
Yeah.
Or you go on the tour of the spa, and then they'll give you more discounts. So there's so many ways you could save money and also have a great time on a cruise ship.
Exactly. I'm not a big fan of spending a bunch of money on a lot of the amenities. One of the things I do like doing is buying the drink package, just because, drinks can rack up, and I know a couple of people who went over their spending limit on the ships just from the drinks, because it's so easy to just swipe that little plastic card and you don't really realize how much you're spending. That's why I like getting it beforehand. One of the things that I'm always interested to find out with other people is if they've ever been a pier runner. For those who know what they are, put it in the comments below. You guys, have you ever been pier runners before?
Go ahead and answer that, Tom.
I've never been a pier runner. I've always made it on time. But we've watched pier runners.
Okay, I admit I was one.
Nice.
I was a pier runner. It wasn't my fault. It was a late excursion, but because I did it through the cruise ship, they waited. Did I have people applauding me from the balcony? Yes. Was it 45 minutes late? Yes. But it wasn't my fault.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
We've done an excursion together, and with our families, a dolphin swim.
Oh, nice.
And the dolphin swim was booked through the cruise line.
That was another one.
And that was late, and definitely. And we had to take a special ferry instead of the car to get to the ship. And so I think it was almost an hour late, but the cruise ship had to stay because we were guaranteed to be back on the ship, and the cruise ship had this deal with the excursion company. So it was, it happens, and we see people get upset and yelling and screaming at the people. It's kind of funny to watching them booed at and stuff like that. But we did have a family member on a family cruise. Remember that they were calling their names?
Yeah, but that wasn't a pier runner. We lost them.
We lost. Yeah, we've lost family members.
We lost them in Jamaica. It was bad.
I thought it was just St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
I mean, if you're going to get lost or forgotten, I kind of would want to be on a nice island for a little bit of time before it gets a bit too...
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, when you bring 40 people on a cruise ship, you can lose somebody.
Yeah, we did. We lost them, but we found them again before we left.
So speaking of excursions, I've only been on 2 ships myself, but one of the excursions that really stick out to me is when I went to Belize for the cave tubing. I've talked about this at least 15 different episodes and shows in the past. And you could watch this excursion of me going through the cave tubing with my GoPro, which had the waterproof camera on one of our previous shows at CruiseWeekTV or our other YouTube posts. Anyway, that was the most memorable excursions I've been on. It was just really, really cool. Adrian from Cozumel was really awesome, traveling around with him and seeing some of the personal stuff in Mexico. Do you guys have an excursion that really sticks out to you over some of the other ones that you've been on?
Oh, I have one. We were in Roatan, and they had these turtles that you could actually go and swim with. And I remember going out there, and we were swimming with the turtles, and I had my son with me, and he was 9 years old. And this baby turtle came up right behind him while he was swimming. They both turned around, saw each other, and just went the other way. That was, to me, it was so funny to watch them. They were both freaked out, and they just took off. But for me, Roatan is one of the best places, I think, to go just to meet the people, go to the beaches, swim with the sea turtles, all of that.
Nice. I really like the excursions a lot, especially when I get to see the natural life of the islands. A lot of times, some of them are very commercialized. So some of the ports I visited, I wasn't a big fan of because it's just a beach or they just have alcohol and it's not anything too special. Have there been any cruise ships that you've went on where you just avoided getting off the ship because the ports are just kind of meh? And if so, why did you choose to kind of stay on the ships versus traveling around the ports?
Would that be Ensenada? Oh, wait, did I say that?
Well, can I share what I had my cruise to? I had a cruise to nowhere in January on the Star Princess, and basically it was supposed to be a 4-day cruise, and it was supposed to go to Santa Barbara and then a sea day and then down to Ensenada, then another sea day back, that sort of thing. So what happened was, it was in January of this year, and we had these tremendous storms that just came in, and we got an email saying, "Oh, well, you're going to leave from Long Beach, from San Pedro, and you're going to go down to San Diego for a day and a half before we go down to Ensenada." Well, we so totally missed Santa Barbara, and we dock into San Diego that night to ride out the storm.
And you stayed for 2 days,
and we were there for 48 hours. So we enjoyed San Diego, which was fine. There's things to do and see down there.
Mm-hmm.
But when we left for Ensenada, it got really bad, and we got stuck, and we couldn't go into Ensenada because of the storm that was coming, that was following us from behind. And so it just, to be honest, my wife looked at it, she says, "Well, Ensenada, I don't care if I see it or miss it. It's just good to be on a cruise," And then she said, "I wouldn't want to get off the ship anyway, because there's really nothing that much down there to see in Ensenada and do, except maybe the blowhole and maybe horseback riding."
Well, but it all depends on who you are. If
exactly.
Us in Southern California, we go to Ensenada
it's
all the time.
Yeah, it's always available.
Right. But if somebody's new and they want to come down here, go to Ensenada, do the zip line, go to the blowhole tour or whatever that is. Go and shop. Bufadero.
Yeah.
There's so many excursions.
Yeah.
But do that type of stuff. The only reason why I say Ensenada is because I've done it so many times.
I've been to a couple different ports where I'm just kind of like, meh. Like, one of the ones that weren't too memorable for me was Mahogany Bay. It was okay. It was kind of a nice, small port walking around, but to leave the tourist trap area, what I like to call a tourist trap, you had to take a cab, and that was extra money and everything else. It was just not too memorable. If you guys watching right now have any kind of meh type of ports that you've been to before, post in the comments before. And if you guys also had some ports that just blew you away and you always try to get off the ship and see as much as you can, let me know in the comments below. I really like seeing and getting new ideas, because some people cruise just for specific ports. Other people cruise just to go on the ship itself. For you guys, are there any ships that you've been on that have went just above and beyond some of your expectations before?
Yeah, I really enjoy Princess Cruise Lines. We were on the Ruby Princess last year, and they just took care of us so well. Just the service, our room steward, and our waiters at the tables were just amazing. In fact, our waiter Daniel was on our recent cruise in January. We met up with him again, so it was really kind of neat that he remembered us. He came up to us and said hello, and that made us feel so good, And it's almost like family a little bit, on Princess for us.
Well,
right now,
all the ships are like family, and that's the best thing about it. For me, it's not just one cruise ship. All of them. I like to go on a cruise ship and not really think about what I'm going to be getting. I just want that experience. There's all these ships, and they all can blow you away. Your attitude when you go onto these ships, how you're going to be addressing all the staff, how they're going to be addressing you. For me, all the ships were beautiful.
Yeah,
all of them.
And another thing is that our family is avid cruisers, and my dad's elite with Princess, and so he's been on over 50 cruises with Princess Cruises, and people know him and they know us, and so it's pretty wild to have that, to be recognized, not because we're the cruise dudes, but to be that happens, of course, but also just be recognized. Hey, you're loyal to the cruise line and to cruising, and people they respect that, and they appreciate it, and I think that for young cruisers, yeah, you might say, hey, I'm looking for the best deal, and that's good. I can understand that. You want to get the most bang for your buck, but just realize that the people on board, they're serving you, but you're possibly gonna see them. You may not see them on the same ship, but they may be on a sister ship or something down the line. And there's they remember people. Don't get me wrong, they remember people, and so it's a good thing that they remember you, and it's a good feeling. That's the feeling that you cannot purchase. But that the cruise lines cannot purchase.
Well, and also with when you're taking a cruise, it all depends. Be loyal to one cruise, because like what Tom just said is his father is part of the elite program. And if we're dealing with, we're talking about Carnival, you have gold, you have ruby, you have these different levels that you could go up to. And once you start going up on these levels, you're getting treated, not treated differently, but you're getting more benefits with that cruise line, and that makes you feel good too. So it's all good.
That's why I really like the Carnival Triumph. It was really cool. We were very popular on that ship. Just being with CruiseWeekTV, everyone kind of noticed us. Let me put up some of the comments that we've been getting from people. Celia says that the Blue Hole with Javier was absolutely awesome on GC4. I would love to go visit the Blue Hole. I heard that was a really cool and popular place to go to. Let's see. Barbara Pepper says she went quadding in Belize and it was really fun. I have personally never been quadding in Belize. That sounds like something I would really enjoy, though. Belize was a really cool place for me, especially some of the wildlife they had. Here is a question for the cruise dudes. This one comes from Earl. I cannot pronounce his last name. I'm not even going to try. I am terrible at pronouncing names. There's a segment coming up with a bunch of Italian and French words that I already apologize in advance for my butchering of them. Anyway, he says, has the cruise dudes ever ate at the chef's table? If so, what cruise and what was one of the most impressive ones?
There you go.
Actually, I did the chef's table on a 3-day cruise down to Mexico, and it was on the Carnival Inspiration. I actually did it about 6 months ago, and I cannot speak more highly about them. I actually just sent a friend of mine down there, and I recommended them to do the chef's table. It's $75 a person, but it's well worth it, because you get, first off, you get the champagne. Of course, I like champagne, I like booze, I like drinking. But you get the champagne before the tour, and then you go into the galley, into the kitchen. They show you the appetizers, how they make them. You're tasting the appetizers with champagne, of course. And then you're walking to the chef's table, which usually is in the library of the Carnival ships. And they have this huge table, and the main chef is there. They show you how everything is prepared. I highly recommend it. If you're going on a Carnival cruise ship, do it, because you're only going to be there with your friends of maybe between 15 to 20 people. So you have their attention, and the food is great. I had duck, and I actually cut the duck with my fork. It was so moist, and I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry, and I'm ready to go back. But it's well worth it. So if you're thinking about doing the chef's table, do it and book it before you go on the cruise, because it will fill up when you're going through your registration process. Fill it out, do the chef's table, and if they say you're on a waiting list, put your name on the waiting list, because usually you'll get in.
And I would recommend, if you're thinking, well, $75 that's kind of expensive, and how many courses did you have?
I believe it was 8 courses.
8 courses. I had a friend that just did the chef's table at Victoria and Albert's in Orlando, Florida, at the Walt Disney World Resort, and they spent $250 a person for for a chef's table.
I have been to the chef's table before too. It is absolutely amazing. I come from a culinary background.
Value.
It's amazing value. I was kind of disappointed with some of the people we ate with. They were not big foodie people. There is a lot of exotic food that you will get served, and a lot of weird concoctions and presentations that not everyone is willing to try. And I think that's absurd not to try, especially if you're paying $75 or more for this food, it's worth at least a try because you might like it, and who knows when you're gonna try this food ever again. Like the one that sticks out
You're
to me is
right.
the bone marrow. Like bone marrow, probably not gonna make that at
Yes.
home. Probably not gonna buy that at a restaurant because if you don't like it, you don't know what it's gonna taste like, so you're not gonna order it. But it's already served to you in the meal, so might as well just try some of the weird stuff. I don't like seafood, but I tried every single dish because I never know. And it's so fancy presentation. It was just absolutely worth every single penny. And if you guys are foodies, I highly, highly recommend it. There's only a small amount of seating available, but it's definitely worth it.
And also with the chef's table is if you have a food allergy, let them know and they will substitute that meal for you. And they'll actually ask you, what would you like to have? Would you like to have chicken? Would you like to have steak? And they will actually substitute that in again. But I agree with you. If you're doing the chef's table, go and open your mind up to everything. Become that foodie. Don't go in drunk because I've seen that before. Go in with your eyes wide open and experience it. It's the experience. And again, it's going to last about 2.5 to 3 hours. So just get ready for the ride.
Exactly. Plus, they do serve 2 glasses of wine with it, or they serve 2 different types of wine with it. You can get more than a glass, or you gotta ask. And it's nice. You have your own personal server as well. And I'm gonna stop right there. I could have literally the rest of the show just talking about this. So we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna ask you a final question before we get to your special announcements later on. What are some tips and tricks you'd give to first-time cruisers?
Do you want to go first, Tom?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. So one of the things I like to do is, and I enjoy, is the adult arcade, the casino. And I budget for it, and I budget about $100 a night to spend there. But one of the reasons why I do it is because I will get either a cash bonus back that can be used on a future cruise, and also I get special discounts for future cruises as well for future future cruising events, upcoming cruises. And so on one of the cruises I went on, for example, I got a 4-day cruise for $99 a person. And I also had $125 available to use in the casino as well. So basically
really
the cruise.
Beat that.
Yeah, exactly. It was an inside cabin. I have to admit it was an inside cabin. But you know what? Still, 4-day cruise, I'm cool with the inside cabin, And actually, it's the first time my wife and I have ever had an inside cabin. We usually get balconies,
Nice.
But it was nice, and
Can I go now?
yeah. So
Okay.
it was definitely. And by the way, that $125 is not the most I've ever got. I've gotten a $250 credit as well for using for the casino. So,
Now I can go?
yeah. You can go.
Okay. All right. First-time cruisers. Best for me is to pick a cruise line. Don't do the 3-day cruises. Do a 4-day cruise. Do it during the week. On the weekends, if you do it during the weekend, you're going to be with a lot of people who want to drink. Also, sign up for the cruise line online and see what deals they send
They'll
you.
start sending you deals.
And they'll send you really good deals. If you are a first-time cruiser, drink cards are a must. Don't bring your own booze on the ship. They'll take it away.
Unless it's a bottle of wine.
Yes, one bottle of wine. I mean, I've done the walk of shame before. I call it the walk of shame, and everybody does it once. But if you're a first-time cruiser, go in again, like I'm going to say with the chef's table, with your eyes wide open and experience everything you can. If it's on Carnival and you're out here in Southern California, make sure you go to Catalina and Ensenada at the same time. Make sure you do Guy's Burger Joint. Make sure you do the chef's table. And I also would recommend don't book in the front of the ship or in the back of the ship. Try to book in the center of the ship. And do they have good stabilizers? Yes, they do. All the ships have been upgraded out here. It's a beautiful place. Come to Southern California and have some fun. But if you're a first-time cruiser, again, research where you want to go, and just enjoy.
And listen to our show. And ask us questions, and we'll answer them for you.
Well, how about ask Matt questions too?
That would
And
also
listen to
be
your
good.
show too.
Exactly.
Exactly. Ask Matt.
You guys wanted to do a giveaway too, I believe, right? So what's that about?
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
We're doing a giveaway?
Yes, we are doing a giveaway.
Wait, you're giving stuff away.
Yes,
again?
we're going to give it right now. We're going to give it away now. So what we want you to do is we want to give away subscriptions to.
Wait, we're what?
We're giving away subscriptions to Seawind Magazine.
How many?
We're going to give away 3 subscriptions.
Really?
3 one-year subscriptions to our digital magazine. And so, and also going to give away some single-issue copies of the magazine. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to follow us.
Right there. Look.
Yep.
Right here. Wait.
Follow us.
Wait,
I'm back pointing to. Don't feel bad.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Look, right there.
Follow us go to Instagram and follow the Cruise Dudes and Seawind Magazine, and we'll randomly pick a follower, and so you might win. So I'll pick it tomorrow. So I'll give some people some time.
And if you're thinking about, because we're talking about Carnival, our first issue was all about Carnival and the upgrades, also about Catalina Island. It was one of the ports that you could do here in Southern California during a Carnival cruise. Check it out. It shows you how to do Catalina for free on your birthday. So if you cruise and it's your birthday and you guys go to Catalina, it's completely free. But yeah, we have a lot to share. So what are you doing?
And just showing our magazine off.
You know, it looks really bad in digital.
I know, it really does.
What are you doing? This is what we go through all the time. You know, this is Tom. Yeah.
Anyway,
you're so lucky you have one person.
Make sure you guys like and follow both of their Instagrams to get their subscription.
Yeah.
So who likes to save money or get money back on their cruise? Did you know you can actually save money by booking through a travel agent? That's something the cruise lines won't tell you. A few other reasons for using a travel agent are personal service and cash credit back. You can actually cruise for cheaper. So whatever cruise you are planning to be on, give Good Memories Travel a call. You get the same great rates as booking yourself, plus you may get an onboard credit or a customer reward. They actually give you money to go cruise with. They enjoy planning and helping you with group cruises, family reunions, weddings, and honeymoon cruises as well. Good Memories Travel specializes in handling every aspect of your cruise. Imagine letting someone else do all the work while you get to relax. In fact, Debbie is personally handling our group cruise on the Carnival Horizon in 2019. But they don't just handle cruises for Carnival, they book cruises for all lines like Carnival, Royal, MSC, Norwegian, and the new Virgin Cruise Lines, and more all over the world. They're your one-stop place for everything when planning your cruise. Call Debbie for a free, no-obligation quote on your next cruise. What have you got to lose? Debbie can be reached at 321-338-2953. And of course, to their website at goodmemoriestravel.com. And let them know you heard about them on CruiseWeekTV. Carnival has officially named its newest ship, even before the Carnival Horizon has left the shipyard. The name is the Carnival Panorama. It's the next in line of Vista-class ships. The new 133,500-ton ship is scheduled to debut fall of 2019. Carnival Panorama will join its sister ships, Carnival Vista, which entered service in 2016, and Carnival Horizon set to debut April 2nd of 2018. The 3,954-passenger Vista-class ships are the largest ever constructed for Carnival Cruise Line. Panorama will offer venues with both indoor and alfresco experiences, including the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse, Library Bar, and Bonsai Sushi, along with open-air attractions like the groundbreaking Bike Ride in the Sky attraction, Sky Ride, a massive waterworks aqua park, and the Sports Square recreation area. Carnival Panorama is scheduled to enter service in November 2019, home port, and itinerary along with other new features of the ship. will be announced at a later date. I don't know about you, but this name doesn't kind of flow off the tongue quite as easily as the Horizon or Vista. Maybe it's just me. Along with new ships come from new menu items on Carnival Ship Broad menu, and I already apologize, I am going to be butchering a bunch of these. If you have the correct pronunciations, make sure to put those in the comments below. As part of its ongoing effort to keep its culinary offerings fresh and exciting for its guests, Carnival Cruise Line has revamped the menus for several of its specialty dining venues and reintroducing Baked Alaska across the fleet. Earlier this week, we posted on our Facebook page a first look at the new deli menu. The menus for Carnival Steakhouse, Cucina del Capitano, which is the Italian restaurant, the deli, as well as main dining room breakfast offerings have undergone transformations, new items reflecting lighter ingredients, updated preparation techniques, and exquisite presentation to keep pace with changing plates and palates. The updated steakhouse menu offer mouth-watering appetizers such as iced and smoked fresh oysters with a apple meunier, tuna tartare with a yuzu sphere, and avocado leche de tiger, risotto with crab, mushroom and brown butter, and heritage Berkshire pork belly with apple walnut preserve. The menu for Cucino del Capitano include bronzino al forno and crosta de torta with tomatoes, stewed chickpeas, salmon orgilio, and mushroom bark, along with risotto milanese with saffron and Parmesan cheese. Grande Barcelona de Miley, a tomahawk pork chop with fennel pollen, shallots, and crispy sage, and Costina de Manzo con porcini with salsa verde and young tomato bruschetta. Breakfast menus in the main dining rooms now include a broken egg sandwich served with panini styled with fried eggs, bacon, cheddar, greens, and hash browns, and a breakfast board with a soft-boiled egg house-made, yogurts, seasonal jam, baby lettuce salad, pastrami, and grilled sourdough bread. I'm getting very hungry and I'm out of breath, and I'm sure I butchered a lot of them. There will be more post-actual menus of the Facebook page in the next few days. This week, my lovely and slightly inebriated Shelley is going to be taking a look at holiday sailings on cruise ships. I call it a cheap way to avoid the in-laws. Shelley, have you done a sailing that went through Christmas Day?
Hey, Matt, nice to be on the show tonight. And to answer your question, no, I have not actually sailed on Christmas specifically, but a lot of our CCPBF members have. And tonight I'm going to be talking about cruising over the holidays, not just Christmas. CCPBF members always ask about if holiday festivities are observed on their cruise, and the answer is yes. I have actually only sailed on 2 different holidays, Halloween and the 4th of July. And the major holidays are always observed and celebrated on the ship. These holidays include Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas / Hanukkah, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, Easter, and Independence Day, July the 4th. These holidays don't usually include, some other holidays might be Memorial Day, Veterans Day, spring break, summer break. Those holidays don't normally include decorations or specific shipwide activities, but we'll have services for Memorial and Veterans Day. See your fun times for dates and activities that they may be having for those holidays. So, are we just getting right into it?
Of course.
Okay. So, Halloween, of course, is my very favorite holiday to cruise on, and that's why I designated all of the CCPPF annual group cruises to be on Halloween. The ship has decorations. They do have trick or treat for the kids. Usually on deck 5 on the promenade, all of the shops and everything will provide candy for the children so they can go trick or treating as usual. If you don't have a costume on for Halloween, you are the minority. I mean, everybody dresses up for sure. Even the crew gets involved. And the costumes are amazing. Being the CCPBF annual cruise, we go a little beyond just Halloween, and we have a different costume theme night for every night of the cruise. It's really fun to walk into the main dining room in our 1920s gangster outfits and our flapper dresses and everything. Everybody gets a kick out of it. Or your 1970s bell-bottom pantsuit to go into the dining room. We decorate doors. And when you're decorating your doors, though, please keep in mind that Carnival does have some guidelines for that. All materials used for that sort of thing need to be flame retardant. You can do more research on that in Carnival Decorate Your Doors group. I believe you had Jim and Barb on the show at one time talking about their group. Our CCPPF inaugural group cruise on Halloween happened to also be the sailing of a very large group of drag queens, and they love Halloween. There were some amazing costumes on that cruise. In fact, one of those drag queens dressed up, maybe you younger people won't remember, but Edward Scissorhands.
Of course, that's like a
that
staple
costume.
Halloween movie.
Oh my God, that costume was amazing. I can't imagine the luggage that these drag queens had to bring on board with
You
them.
must
They had
teach
to
them
make.
how to put 70 pairs of shoes in their carry-on at least.
Yeah, well, they could probably teach me a few tricks, if, to be honest. So, but the costumes are amazing. It's so much fun. The crew gets involved. The ship is decorated. Everybody it's so much fun. There's a big party. There's a costume contest for the ship. We had a great time. Halloween is an awesome holiday to cruise on. The next holiday, of course, after that would be Thanksgiving. And you can expect, of course, the big traditional holiday meal included with your Thanksgiving cruise. They decorate the ship. I remember a few years ago that Breeze had a giant inflatable turkey on the deck. I even posted it as the cover photo in the group that week. It's a lot of fun. Are we moving on? Do we have any questions?
So far, not too many questions coming in.
Okay.
But I'm sure
going
once
on.
we hit the major one.
Right. So then we move on to Christmas and Hanukkah. So that's a great gift for your family. If you want to go on a Christmas cruise, take the family with you. It's a great time. The ship will be decorated, trees and lights and holiday caroling. People wear their ugly Christmas sweaters and have all kinds of fun with that. It's a really fun time to cruise on Christmas.
For those parents
also,
that do have kids cruising on Christmas, how do you guys usually do presents on ships? If so, do you put them in your luggage, or how do you manage to get them on board? That's kind of something I was a bit mind-boggled about. Like, do you guys have Christmas there? Do you leave them home? Or
that was something I was going to mention. First of all, for Christmas and holidays like that, they do have religious services available for those that go to midnight mass or things like that. You just have to check your fun times paper for that. My suggestion for if you're traveling with small kids on Christmas, you might want to let them either bring your gifts with you. Now, the airlines, of course, are going to charge extra for your luggage. So it might be hard to pack all your Christmas presents. If you are just driving to a port or you're close to a port, you can bring as much luggage as you want. The cruise line doesn't have a limitation on that. But I think probably if I cruised on Christmas, I would let my little ones know that Santa Claus left all their presents at home and they will be waiting for them when they get there. Maybe bring a few things for the little kids, but Santa Claus is on the cruise. They have snow in the atrium falling. The entire ship's decorated. Again, not from personal experience, just from what other cruisers have told me in the group about Christmas. So it's a fun time to go on a cruise. Of course, right after that comes New Year's and New Year's Eve. Huge party. lots of drinking, dancing, music, all the traditional party supplies, hats, whistles, noisemakers. They have a balloon drop at midnight with champagne. I would bring some of your own party supplies and share them with some of your other cruiser friends. It's probably the biggest New Year's Eve party you've ever been on if you go on a cruise ship to do it. Right after that would, of course, be Valentine's Day. They offer romantic ship decor. It's not a huge holiday, but it's a fabulous time to get fancied up and maybe take advantage of a romantic, intimate meal at the steakhouse or in the
Or the
dining
free
room.
champagne in the art gallery.
Right. Yes, of
Nothing
course.
says
Yeah,
I
we
love
talked.
you like to see
They
the free
have that
alcohol
on
event.
every cruise, though, Matt. Just not just Valentine's Day. You can always go to the art gallery and get free champagne.
But it's like, I'm giving you free champagne. That's
That's a
don't tell
plus
them.
for
Don't
sure.
tell them it'll be fine.
Also, if you go on Valentine's Day and you're maybe planning on popping the question to your significant other, perhaps that would be a great time to do it. You can coordinate with a maitre d' of your dining room or perhaps your cruise director and have a special little cake made with a ring in it or a glass of champagne with a ring in it. Valentine's Day would, of course, be a great time to do something like that if you were proposing to get married. So they have all kinds of things like that available. Our next holiday after that would, of course, be Easter. So they have an egg hunt for the kids, and be sure to bring your Easter dress or your little fancy outfit you might have worn for Easter. It's decorated, and of course, again, like Christmas, religious services are available for Easter and Christmas. You just need to check your Fun Times magazine or little paper that you'll get in your room for dates and times for things like that. The other holiday, I've only cruised for 2 holidays. One was Halloween and the other one was July the 4th, Independence Day. A lot of people, they shoot off fireworks? I know that Disney cruises do fireworks, but unfortunately Carnival doesn't. But everybody is out by the pool on the 4th of July. There's hamburgers, hot dogs, traditional picnic kind of fare going on. One of the things that really, I teared up, during this. I'm very patriotic. My husband's a veteran. They sing the national anthem. It is so touching to see everybody on the ship. They've got their hand over their heart. They're singing the national anthem. The soldiers are saluting the flag. It's really good. And please remember on that cruise, go up to those veterans and thank them for their service. That they're there, and a lot of them are serving our country right now, and I just love that. It was a great cruise. I loved cruising on the 4th of July. Be sure and thank your veterans and your active duty soldiers, men and women both, for their service. Any holiday is a great time to cruise on a ship. Please be aware, though, that anytime the kids are out of school, the price really jumps up. Summer break, spring break, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you're going to pay a lot more for that cruise than you would on any other time. Not discouraging you from going, but there were several years that we had to have the CCPPF group cruise over the summer vacation because I had to combine that with my family vacation. It was 3 times as much as we would have paid had we gone some other time of the year when the kids weren't out of school. They're definitely going to charge you for that. So some of the other holidays would be Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Christmas, or summer break, spring break, things like that. They observe all the holidays pretty much, but when the kids are out of school, it's pricey.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to jack the prices up.
But
like I said, go ahead.
Just going to comment on the Valentine's Day thing. The only thing that was playing through my head was, if you are going to pop the question, maybe wait till the last day, because if you ask them in the beginning and they say no, it's kind of hard to change cabins, and then it's just kind of an
Ugh.
awkward type of cruise.
That would be a little awkward if she said no. You might want to make sure she's going to say yes before you actually do that. But if you're
It's the only
pretty
thing I could
confident
think of.
the fact that that's going to happen, you know,
Exactly.
go for it. But again, anytime I've been on a cruise, every time we have the big group cruises, I always get in touch with our cruise director. We've had engagements at the Love and Marriage show twice now, where, you know, it was a total surprise. They will work with you with anything you want to do. They'll bake a ring and a cake if you ask them to do it. All you have to do is make arrangements for that ahead of time. You know, don't go at 9 o'clock in the morning and ask the maitre d', hey, can you do this? If you know it's going to happen and you want it, they'll give them some time to prepare, but they will totally work with you and
Mhm.
help you make that a memorable experience for you and your mate. And actually anything. I mean, if there's something going on for Christmas, I mean, they're very accommodating for anything you might need. So don't hesitate to ask. If you leave a message for your cruise director at the guest services, they will get back to you. They'll call your room. They'll get in touch with you. They'll figure out a way to make it happen for you. Henny on the Dream arranged the at the Love and Marriage show for Angela and
Mhm.
Ronnie. He proposed to her, and then just recently on the CCPBF fourth annual, Denise Miller and her daughter got proposed to on that cruise, and they
Nice.
did the same. It's really fun at the Love and Marriage show because they'll kind of fake it. They'll be like, hey, you want a free excursion? We had a drawing, and they'll bring them up on stage, and then
And then boom.
they get on their knee and give them the ring. Everybody's crying. It's wonderful. So it's a lot of
Gotcha.
fun. So you can make it a surprise however you want to do. So
Well, thank you, Shelley, for updating us on all of the wonderful holiday cruising excursions and holiday cruises in general. Lucas has been super busy on and off the cruise ships the past few weeks, and of course, Christmas is also an interesting time for the entertainers on the ships. If it can be a very busy time, but if you have family back home, it could also be a problem with juggling work and that special time with family and kids and everything else. Let's see how Lucas deals with that in this week's Below Deck segment. This is
What's up, Matt?
this is
How's it going?
good. It's good. I like your hanging balls there. It's,
Listen, I definitely went all out for the Christmas season for you. So,
very
bam.
festive. Very festive.
Very
So
festive, very
you're
festive.
live with us. Are you on a
I
ship
am.
exactly, or where are you?
I am not on a ship. I get on the Norwegian Pearl on Tuesday for 10 days, and then I transfer to the Norwegian Sky for a 3-day cruise, and then I'm done. I don't work ever over the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas, because I enjoy my stuff. And my wife told me that if you work over the holidays, she would divorce me. And so I
Good
said,
reason
I
not
like
to.
living in a house. So yeah.
That's good. That's
I
good.
don't work over the holidays. So I'm very excited. From the 18th to the 28th, I will be off, and then I join the Norwegian Epic in Miami on the 29th. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice. Have you ever been on a cruise during the holidays before you were married or kids or anything like that?
Yep. I heard the woman before me talking about the 4th of July. I was on the Norwegian Escape with my wife in 2016 on the 4th of July. It was great. They did all kinds of patriotic things. My brother is a first lieutenant in the United States Army, so we are very, very patriotic, and we're very happy about that. I'm actually performing in 2018 on the Pride of America. It's a Norwegian ship out of Hawaii, and he is based in Schofield, which is in Honolulu, which is in Hawaii. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be on that ship for 5 weeks, and I will be hanging out with him, and I'm sure buying him coffee and beer depending on the time that I get off the ship and the time that I have to be back on the ship. And when he's able to come meet me while I'm working on that cruise. So I'm very, very excited about that. But yeah, I've done Halloween. I've done 4th of July. I've done Valentine's Day before. Like I said, normally when I'm on by myself, it's not a big deal just because they don't require you like on Halloween to dress up. Or on the 4th of July, normally they just want you to look good. So yeah, I mean, normally it's pretty laid back for an entertainer just because you're doing shows regardless, and there's no costume attire. They don't expect you to come out in a Frankenstein costume if you're in Halloween. They just want you to do a show. So yeah, I mean, I've done it, but I've never done Christmas and I've never done Thanksgiving just because, like I said, I have the ability to say no, and I'm very happy to be able to do that. And yeah, so yeah, I stay at home with my family, and it's a lot of fun.
So it seems pretty nice to be able to have vacations and kind of spend the holidays with your families and just be home and not have to worry about entertaining and everything else. I'm sure probably have some entertaining that you have to do at your house for holidays.
Yeah, so my wife and I always made a rule when we adopted our daughter Ella. We said that when we had a child, we were never going to travel with a baby. All of the family would have to come to us, and we would host Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm going to be honest with you, Matt. That has never happened. Okay. From when Ella was born, we drove 4 hours to my hometown in Southern Virginia. And then the next year, we flew to Denver, Colorado, which is where her father-in-law and her cousins are. And this year, as I said, my brother is stationed in Hawaii. So the entire family is flying to Hawaii for Christmas break to hang out with Lieutenant Drew and Aunt Courtney at their house. So, rules are made, but very rarely are they followed, I guess, is the moral of the story in this family.
I mean,
but
breaking rules to fly down to Hawaii, that seems like a rule that should be broken.
There's been worse places I've traveled. Okay, like there are definitely worse places you could go for Christmas break. It's just traveling with a 3-year-old on a 12.5 hour specific trip. Thank goodness Delta provides alcohol on all of their flights. Because depending on the time change and the number of naps that my daughter misses, I might be buying the entire flight drinks because my daughter might be screaming and or in a terrible mood because she's missed her nap. So I might be buying I'm sorry drinks for everybody. But we're very excited to do it. Family is very, very important to us. I travel about 25 to 28 weeks a year doing comedy on ships. And, I just make a very big effort to be at home for the holidays and be with family. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Nice. Well, let me know when you go on some of these flights. We might be able to schedule some of our flights together. That would be pretty nice. So what have you got coming up?
So, like I said, I think I told you I joined the Norwegian Pearl on Tuesday, and that's in New Orleans, and I believe it's a crossing. So they're going from Alaska all the way around to, I believe, Miami. So I'm meeting them in New Orleans, and I believe I'm getting off in Miami. And I'm getting on the Norwegian Sky, which is either a 3-day or a 4-day, depending on the cruise. I'm doing the 3-day, so I believe it's just the private island. But they also go to Cuba, and then I'm off for 10 days, and then I join the Norwegian Epic in the 30th of December through January 6th, and then I get on a Carnival. I get on Carnival Vista, which is out of Galveston, on the 13th through the 18th. So I'm excited about that. That'll be a lot of fun. And then I'm just doing a bunch of theater shows. And so I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Well, it was great for you to actually be live with us tonight, so thank you so much. And
Yes.
don't forget, you guys can catch him every week on, where can we get you?
You can get me on my website. It's www.lucasbone.com, or on my Facebook account. You have it right there, facebook.com/comiclucasbone. I have a Life Below Deck segment that I give to Cruise Week TV every week about interviews, people I talk to, places I go, things I recommend while working on cruise ships. And Matt and Bird and all these guys have been absolutely amazing. And I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. If you're cruising, have fun. Make sure you leave some awesome tips for those cabin stewards and the waitresses and the hosts, because that money goes a super long way. Go see a comedy show, because obviously I'm a comedian and I want you to go support live comedy. But with that said and done, have safe travels over the holidays, and thanks for tuning in.
We have another competition coming up. Okay, that was interesting special effect that Bird didn't let me know about beforehand. Anyway, we have another Carnival package that has arrived to give away. Another lucky viewer. We will randomly draw a viewer on the next Carnival show. That's December 16th. And all you have to do to be eligible to win what's inside this box is like and follow us on our Facebook page, which is linked right below down there, which is facebook.com CruiseWeek1. And if you guys have liked and tuned in, and all you guys have to do is just click that like button, subscribe to us on YouTube as well, and you guys are automatically entered to win. If you haven't, then all you need to do is, well, just do that. It's okay, we will wait, but only for a moment. Anyway, just like last time, all you guys have to do is wait till next week to see, but you know it's some great Carnival swag that you can't win unless you are entered. So here's the link below, and it's right down there. I am getting better with my pointing, by the way. Anyway, moving along. So I told you at the top of the show we had a couple of announcements. I am happy to let everyone know that in 2 weeks, on December 16th show, our live guest is none other than John Held himself. I am super excited to have John on the show, and we have been requested by this for so long. So he is finally going to be joining us, and he is going to be in England, and it's 5 hours ahead, which means he's going to be up in the wee hours of the morning, which we are especially grateful for. Which reminds me, we need to ship him a case of 5-hour energy to get his, blood pumping at that hour. John is going to be taking your questions live and talking about his many, many, many years at seas and how he went from humble beginnings to where he is today and plans for the future. I hope you will all join us the 16th of December, and I am sure it is going to be an amazing and fun show. You won't typically hear the words Belize and fine wine in the same sentence together. However, the small Central American country has plenty of other delicious libations to offer the weary traveler, from locally brewed beers and fruited wines to a perennial Caribbean favorite, rum. There's no shortage of options for the most discerning imbiber. Contrary to what you're probably thinking right now, and contrary to what I first thought when I saw the name of this wine, cashew wine is not made from cashew nuts. In fact, the cashew wine is made by fermenting the cashew fruit, and the nut is more familiar to us all. As I expected, this was a sweet wine and is best served very cold. Well, this is not made from the cashew nut, but I did think it had like a nuttiness to the wine itself. The first thing I thought of when I sipped this was amaretto type of flavor. The fruit of the cashew nut is very strange to look at. And you can see the fruit right here, this yellow squash-like fruitiness. And the cashew nut is that little tiny part at the bottom. That little hook at the bottom is the cashew nut. The other 85% or so is the fruit. We call this a false fruit. Basically a fruit from other parts of the plant, as well as the ovary and especially the receptacle. The strawberry is a false fruit. The actual fruit part of the strawberry is the seeds, while the fleshy part is in a large receptacle. But enough complications, though. Let's talk about why we don't see a lot of these wines here. Exporting alcoholic beverages to the USA is fraught with dangers, complications, and also a very good niche market. Places like California, New York, Michigan, Texas, and Florida are great targets for the export of exclusive gourmet niche wines at high-end prices. I'm told by a contributor to the Belize Culture List that you have to have a license for the importation of wine in each individual state. That license run fees from about $100 to $1,000 US, which is quite a lot in these smaller Caribbean islands. There are no exotic tropical fruit wines in the USA that I can really think of off the top of my head. This would be a gourmet item at high retail prices. You simply cannot support 50 million bottles of guava wine or cashew wine to the US or Europe. But you could conceivably export 10,000 bottles from Belize to these places. But because they are rare, they should be bringing very high prices, anywhere from $20 to $30 a bottle, which is a pretty good amount for wine. My little bottle of wine tonight was $3.50 and I got it right across the road, but we're not comparing here or there. There are some wines I know that sell from even $100 or more per bottle. So make sure when you guys are in Belize or some of the other islands, snag a couple of fancy exotic bottles and you could save quite a bit of money. So our cruise show and all the wonderful abilities we have to bring in guests remotely would not be possible at the level we do without vMix. vMix is a live production software that powers our live show and many other high-end productions. From church services to football games, more and more live productions are on vMix. What our producer Bird really liked when he was trying to improve our show was they give you a full 60-day trial of everything. That way you can test it at risk-free before you buy for 2 full months. Then they have systems starting for just $350 up to $1,500, depending on your production requirements. If you're going to do any sort of serious live streaming, you need vMix. Try it free at vmix.com today. Our very first group cruise is set for the Carnival Horizon in 2019. This is being put on by our good friends at Good Memories Travel, and we would love to get our community on there with us. It is February 23rd of 2019, and we hope to have our entire team on board and having a blast with you all, as well as enjoying one of Carnival's biggest and newest ships. The entry for the $500 has also been extended, so you can be entered to win that when you book. There's a webpage for the cruise, and that is CruiseWeek.tv/group cruise. Let us know what you would like to see on the group cruise, since we've never done one before. The entry for the $500 has been extended till December 31st, so go ahead, book, and join myself, Bird, Joe, and Shally with you all on the ship. If you know someone who will enjoy watching the show as much as you, be nice and share the link to their Facebook wall so they too can enjoy. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just doing that really helps our show and shows our sponsors that we have support in every single week and keeps the show alive. I want to thank Cruz and Kat from the RC's Periscope group for helping us out over there in Periscope chat room. Thanks everyone for coming in and joining us. Remember to like and follow our Facebook page, YouTube pages, and get updates to win prizes. Also, be sure to watch our Wednesday show with myself and Bird. Till next time, I'm Matt, and we'll see you on the ships.